Hey,
Yay! We made it!
we made it one more time.
Girl, it was touch and go. I'm telling you right now, it's been touch and go.
I know, I know. It's been some challenges, but we made it. And welcome to everyone to another episode of Poetic Divas LLC.
Put respect on it.
Cause we do,
Right.
yes. And so we're here again. Wait, we got some polls, don't we?
I hope you ain't asking me about these damn.
Mm. Well, before all that, are you ready to pour your glass? I mean,
I,
I'm ready because the way this week has been,
look,
I need this glass.
I'm trying to get to these polls so we will know what the hell we're doing. But I can always pour a glass of something right now.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm ready for whatever you ready for. Like I got my glass, it's good and empty. I'm gonna throw some raspberries in it because I'm fancy. You know how I feel about my raspberries.
I don't even have no damn raspberries. Like what am I doing with my life right now?
So, best friend, I've been looking forward to these raspberries all week.
Look.
So, I'm going to go ahead and put them in
Okay.
my glass while you look for the poll.
Okay. It's
But,
like I hit the poll, but then I lost it. Is that a thing?
Apparently it is right now. But just in case you weren't with us 2 weeks ago, we started discussing Jasmine Sullivan's album, Hotels, for those of you who are not familiar. And we started dissecting and, just looking at the songs. We got halfway through the album. So we're going to start the second half tonight and finish up our discussion of the hotel.
And you're going to lead this train wreck of deliciousness because I can't.
And that's okay. That is fine. You just let me know when we're ready to get started.
Okay. What we're gonna get started is we're gonna pour these damn glass of wine and whatnot. And
the glass is ready.
Look,
right here.
My glass is back this week. I know y'all was like,
yes.
Dahlia's glass go.
That's what I'm talking about. Fancy.
So I'm pulling, don't judge me. I got an old laptop because the way my kids are set up, they need the new shit before I do. Don't judge me.
That's okay.
Bitch, I'm a mother. No drama. Oh, TikTok, I'm sorry.
Oh. I'm ready. I'm just saying, I'm ready. Let's go over here to the comments while we wait.
Okay.
Hey, Lynette. She said, hey. Hey, Charleston. She says, hey, ladies. It's so nice of you all to join us.
Yes.
Because, we come on a little late. And that's on purpose because the way our lives are set up, we got to work in there when we can. And plus, our vernacular, it might not be suitable for earlier times of the day sometimes. So,
And by vernacular, she means my mouth ain't shit. So we had to get like a halfway point because, y'all never know when y'all going to get with me, especially after some wine and a long day. Because, look, people, I usually get up at 4 a.m. regardless of what time I go to sleep. So I'm usually about 10:30 and I get up at 4. But recently, the way that my sleep schedule is set up, I still go to sleep by 10:30. But by 2 a.m., I'm up until 8 a.m. And I have to be to work at 10. So in between that twilight zone of me being crazy, my best friend, she loves me because she puts up with my crazy and my lack of sleep.
But it's okay because that is what best friends do. Mm-hmm. They assist.
Yes.
Oh, we have another comment. Hey, Elliot. He says, too much beautiful. See what I did there with the words? Yes, wordsmith. Come through. Yes. it's always good, you know how we feel about our poetry. But just I'm ready.
I'm ready. I want this. I feel like they can see what I'm drinking tonight. I got
Yeah,
a whole
absolutely.
milk.
I'm just letting the tip show. Just the tip.
I got bubbly this week. What you got, best friend?
Well, I don't have bubbly. I actually have a little rose going on.
Oh shit. I feel like my shirt is all sunny. I don't even know how.
It's okay. And look, I met my name. Are you all the way to the top? Yeah, we're good. We at the name. Praise the Lord.
Wanna do?
So let me see. Make sure this was a good year.
This was a good month. I don't know about the year. I ain't got there yet. The year's at the bottom.
Okay. We're gonna work our way there then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, so the first poll, in case anybody's following us, which you should, February 10th was the start of the poll for these 2 weeks before our show. Those who know. Those who don't know, get on track because we do it every 2 weeks. So does great sex have to last longer than an hour? 12% of the population said yes, and 88% said no.
Okay.
Right. So I'm ready for us to unpack that because let's see how many people we had look at the poll. Oh, majority of these people was like, no. We had like 71 people look at this poll.
Oh, I'm here, but hold on.
Now, 71 people looked at the poll, but only like 15 people dared to give us their answer.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah, there was that. I mean, I guess they were just like looking at a nut, like, I'm going to get it one day, but maybe not today. Like, I'm sorry, my mouth ain't shit this week. I'm going to go ahead and prerequisite the show and say it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Shall I lend you a church finger? No? Okay.
Yeah, no, not yet, until after I do the second poll.
Oh, okay.
The second poll, February 17th, was, for those of you who are actively dating during this pandemic, is communication higher up on your list of non-negotiables? Because I just wanted to know. And we had like 40 people look at this one. And of the 43 people, 2 people say yes. The other people just looked at it. Like, you ain't going to judge me. Don't come for me. What I'm doing is pandemic. Don't come for me.
Wait, I have a theory.
Okay.
The people that looked at it and didn't respond are the non-communicators. So there's that.
I totally just nutted all over my pillows, because I have pillows back. I have a bad back. Don't judge me. I'm old. But when I do this, just know something's getting wet. And it's not just my pillows.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. We can either, and you let me know how you want to run this, best friend. We can discuss the polls first, or we can start with the second half of the hotels.
Well, I like communication. Apparently, most people don't like communication in this world, but I like when we can converse.
Open dialogue.
Have a conversation. I need us to converse.
And I need you to have open conversation more than you open your legs.
But is it really opening your legs if the dude's third leg is already standing up? I mean, that's...
Well, all right. So, okay. So I guess we're talking about this communication poll. So, and it's very interesting to me that people looked at it And so I wonder if people looked at it and they felt attacked. Like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to talk, so I'm not going to answer this poll. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just.
I feel like when you put an uncomfortable subject in front of a majority of the people, like 85% of the population, just this is my guess, that when you're put in that uncomfortable position, you either have a flight or fight response to the trauma.
Yes.
And that's all based on your past. So it's like, oh, I did this in the past. So based on what happened in the past, I'm going to react this way, as opposed to, actually viewing the whole confrontation, if you say it,
Mm-hmm.
for what it is in the present. You're still so stuck in your past, it's just your past become your present. And that's why you're in these cycles of dumb shit. But I'm
And
not a psychologist. Yeah.
I like that you brought that up, because that thought process is going to come up later when we discuss hotels.
Right. Like all this shit is like cross-contaminated.
It is. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to answer your poll.
Okay.
Yes. I believe that the pandemic has really brought to the forefront the lack of a lot of things, and especially good communication. I remember being in a situation where I would hear from people often. Everything was kind of like, nothing's never perfect, but everybody was kind of like in a great mood, like, hey, I'm just checking on you. And now I find that I hear from people less. And I know it has a lot to do with the pandemic and the stresses of the world and just trying to maintain and cope and make it through the work week. Trust me, I get it. But I feel like because we know it's hard on everybody, we have to make that extra effort. We have to take that extra step and be like, you know what? I'm going to reach out. I'm not going to stay so silent. I'm going to just send a hey, just checking on you. But then when I start to think about the relationships with some individuals who had poor communication prior to the pandemic, they're completely invisible now. They're off the face of the earth.
Oh shit, they done an invisible man on your ass, like for real?
DOA. And I'm good with that, because you know what? Communication shouldn't be forced.
Right.
If you don't want to talk, if you're not comfortable, fine. But if it makes me comfortable to have this communication, then we're just not going to be on the same page. We're not equally yoked in our communication styles and desires, and thus we don't even need to be talking at all.
Look, let me tell you, like the greatest thing that I've learned in this last 12 months, 24 months is I read the books Love Languages. I read Love Language for Yourself, Love Language for Singles, Love Language for Kids. Like I did a whole series. Don't judge me. I like to read. That's what I do. So that series was very eye-opening for pinpointing how I respond or how I receive love, and versus how people demonstrate it to me. So during this pandemic, you have no choice but to actually operate in your love language. So if I come to you, I'm like, yo, your love language ain't for me. That's not saying that your love language is crap or garbage. It's just saying that I recognize the fact that this is what I need. This is what you provide. And you're not willing to go above and beyond to learn another language. And that's fine. But a lot of people are not okay with me saying that. That's fine for you. But for me in my house, you have an issue with that. Like I'm attacking you. No, baby, I'm telling you, for me in my house, what you're offering is not what I need. And since you're not able to go ahead and learn something else, or you don't want to, you feel like I'm attacking you. No, baby, I'm just drawing my boundaries and sticking to it.
Ooh. Remember that thought as well, because that will come up later.
Right.
But I completely agree with that. And it is very important to set boundaries. And it's unfortunate that for some people, it has taken this pandemic for them to reevaluate and take that step back, take that quiet time and be like, okay, you know what? This no longer serves me. I'm ready to try something different.
Mhm.
I'm I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned, honestly.
I don't know if I'm gonna say thankful, but I'm gonna say I'm learning from those. And, oh God, I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
it
Is
came
that
up.
Rona?
That was that bubbly. It came
Oh.
up to the top of my inhibitions and tried to speak for me. But no,
Ooh,
you're not.
right.
But like I am not opposed to learning another love language or how to communicate with somebody that I want. But what I am opposed to is stifling my own love language so that you feel adequate enough for me.
Ooh, woo. This, you speaking. You are speaking tonight. Oh, we got a few comments. Let me scroll back because I don't want to get behind. Adrian said, laughing out loud, non-communicators, yes.
Hmm.
Those, the mute and dumb. I'm so sorry. Jeffrey Saunders said, hey, my two beautifuls, I'm on the 5 freeway heading into San Diego for my daughter's birthday. So forgive me for not being able to stay. You be careful on that freeway, but thank you for stopping by. And he said, talk on it. And he said, yes, be straight up. Absolutely. Adrian said, boundaries are important. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And Jeffrey also said, yes, most definitely. I have a few that I stand on relentlessly. And yes, Courtney Edge also said boundaries are so important. So yeah, we're getting into it tonight. So yeah, so that's my take on that communication poll. That got me right in here.
Hmm.
So our first poll.
About the sex lasting longer than 1 hour to be good.
So, you know, I feel like I feel like when we were younger, that was the thing, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna make love. It was in all the R&B songs. I'm making love to you all night long. Yo, I'm good. You nut, I nut, just like that. I don't need all that hot and sweat. We need to get down to business. And I think as you mature and you learn your body,
Hmm.
you learn what it takes for you to get down to business. You don't need all that time. Shoot. Let me bust. Let's go get something to eat. Let's snuggle, watch this movie. Like we don't.
Best friend, that's you. But for me in my house,
I don't need all that.
for me
I
in
don't
my
need all
house,
that.
I enjoy a long-winded brother. Like, because the way that my sex drive is set up, I can do a couple hours. Like for real, like we could take breaks. I could take a nap. You could take a nap. Bring me something to eat. Bring me some bougie water. Like
But see, no,
that's for
that's the
me.
thing. But right, I feel like with this particular poll, it was like straight through. Now, taking breaks, yeah, we can go back and we can have an escapade. We can have a weekend of it. Oh yeah, I'm good with that. But like for 2 hours, we pumping and no,
But what are you doing in those 2 hours? Like me in my house, like what are we doing? If we just you straight pumping me for 2 hours, hell no. Like I
exactly.
need some variety, some tricks of the trade. Like I need a little bit more. Like
We need.
it took me until this year or maybe 2020, but the start of 2020, decade. It took me that long to appreciate a quickie. And I say that because So I don't have a cervix or whatnot. So my stuff is a little bit longer than average, I guess. This is what I'm guesstimating from the conversations I've had. So I appreciate a man that will stimulate more than just my clitoris. So if we're going to do this like marathon or whatever, start with some wine, start with some conversation, start with like getting me, you know, worked up. Like I appreciate stuff like that. So that when it comes up to time for us to do it, I don't want you to just like nut in 30 minutes. Like for real, like that pisses me off. I'm sorry. Like, because I find that a lot of men nowadays that I've been dealing with, I have to prerequisite that I have dealt with. They want to do like a little licky sticky and be done, and they feel like they done the whole world or whatever. Like I've even had a conversation with certain people, like not saying that this has happened currently, but I've had a conversation with certain people about, your mouth game. Like if I give you my whole mouth game, you ain't never gonna leave. You're gonna try to claim me on your taxes. I'm gonna be your mother. Like it's gonna be a lot of stuff. Like I have to prerequisite what I do with you based on the skills that you show me. And that's not good or bad thing. I'm just saying I am presenting you with what you present me with. I'm not gonna give you anything more, anything less, but just know that I want more and less of what you don't do right. I'm just.
So yes, we have a couple of comments over here. Yes. Jeffrey says communication, understanding are two of the most important things for me in a relationship. Then back that shit up with action. I know that's right. And he also says, I'm with NakitaJay. What?
I'm sorry, you said back that shit up. It's like juvenile.
What? And he also says, I'm with NakitaJay. I want to eat. Oh, it moved. Okay. I want to eat it. The ducking can come later when you reverse cowgirl spooning, etc. Okay, yeah, he getting into it right here. And he also said, average man only gonna last 8 minutes before the nut. Girl, I have a tongue game. Okay, all right. And Courtney said, like majority of them ain't ready for the mouth game for they what? They just unqualified. Ooh, Lord.
Look, Courtney Edge. In case Courtney Edge, like, girl, you spoke the truth. Because they always tell me, I want you to do this and that. I want you to eat it, blah, 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 blah. I was like, my dude, for real. If I really did what I know I can do, we would have been in a hell of a lot of trouble than what we are now. Like, for real, like. Man. Don't ask for blessings you're not ready to go ahead and repent and pay for in advance. Like you got to tide your way into this. I need to shut my mouth tonight.
So yeah, that's it for the polls. We're done with the polls. So for you all that are familiar with hotels, we're gonna start at the interlude of Donna's tale.
Yeah, go ahead, Donna.
So, just to give y'all a brief little take on what we think was going on with this. So basically in this tale, Donna's basically saying that, okay, look, just because you married don't mean you don't be hoeing. Because you won't make sure your husband gets some so he can give you what you want. So stop perpetrating.
Maintenance sex.
You see what I'm saying? And so then it goes into the song price tag. So listen, he buy me whatever I want, no matter how much it costs. So what does this mean? It means to me that pussy is currency. What are your thoughts, best friend?
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you asked. So the views of Msdaliatwentytwo does not necessarily replicate the views of Poetic Divas LLC. Put respect on it. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm glad that you took consideration into my feelings about what you are offering thus far, because this is the only thing you can offer as, the male counterpart of me. So I appreciate that the fact that you're offering what you can have. But I also appreciate the fact that you were allow yourself to be schooled, i.e., trained on what I need from you. So if you're not willing to do that, and you're just willing to offer what you know, then really I don't want your offer. This is like a sacrificial offering. Like it's like some damn false gold, some fake gold, some damn bronze and shit. You spray that shit with some damn WD-40 and some damn metallic paint to make me feel like you're more valuable than what you really are. Like for me, being valuable is learning what I like and not using that against me. If you can't do that, then why are we talking? Why are we conversing? Oh, why are we conversating? Sorry, my bad.
Do you do the conversate for the ignorant? Because it's,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
People want to know, but can we conversate? Well,
no.
I'm starting to do. Are we not now conversing?
Oh,
but you want to conversate? Okay, I'm away.
And that's the problem. So, do you feel like in a marriage, do you feel that some good loving should be considered a gift? And this is why I ask, because I don't know if you've heard those females, they'll be like, holidays. For example, Valentine's Day comes around. They'll be like, oh, yeah, well, I gave him this good thing. I put it on him. If you're married or if you're in a relationship, y'all should be enjoying each other physically anyway, and you should be getting something out of it too. So where's the gift for my dude?
Well, personally, for Valentine's Day, sometimes I get real girly. I get in my feelings instead of suppressing them. That's me. Don't judge me. And I would do extra like corny, like I'm silly corny. Like people who know me, I am very, very silly. And the silliness is to the point of corniness, but it's adorable because I'm cute. You love me, whatever. But those who know me know that's what I do. So I would actually do something very corny like that, like the rose petals and lead into the bedroom and the lingerie and whatever. I feel like every night that me and my man make love, it's biblical. So for holidays and special commercialized holidays, I would go through the rigmarole of that. But just know that I'm going to throw a little extra curveball with you because you put up with my corny ass all the time. So I don't feel like sex offered up for Valentine's Day, birthdays, or whatever is something special. I feel like it can be based on what you do around it. I'm not just going to do the average. Like you're going to get a beautiful card, a beautiful handwritten sentiment of my expression of love for you. But that's only if you do the same for me. I ain't doing that shit for nobody else. Like I've been there and done that shit for people who want to.
Yeah, wait a minute. Ooh, I feel like, I feel like I needed. I feel like I needed a comb to comb your fur down, but I can't.
It's like a damn. This shit up there like a damn. What is it? It's not an ostrich. What is it? Not a pelican. What is it?
Porcupine? I don't know. Like something that has a lot of fur. It was standing straight up on the bed.
What? Peacock.
There you go.
Hit the peacock. Animal Planet, come through. Yes, I watch Animal Planet. Don't judge me.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm back. But like, if that's the only gift, like I am the type of person that I'm sorry, I'm the gift whisperer. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw that out there for y'all. But like when I find a gift for someone, like that gives me so much joy, especially knowing this is the perfect gift for you. So I tend to do that with a lot of my friends and my family. My family members, y'all friends ain't getting this shit. But if I consider you family, like if you know I have kids and you know my kids, you family. So you're gonna get some extra shit. So just like knowing the gift giving and all that for holidays comes to knowing your partner.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not willing to know your partner and know what they will want and what they would joy or rejoice from,
Mm-hmm.
then that's not a gift. It's a gift for yourself. So I wrap all that into Valentine's Day.
And truly, like you said, getting to know someone on that intimate level, to know what they like, that's another level of intimacy all in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we're on the same page. I just wanted to get your take. And let me get these couple of comments over here.
Oh yeah, I see they popping up.
Let me roll up. Let me roll up. Courtney said, like the majority of them. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Ain't ready for that mouth. Okay, hold on. Let me come back down. And Jeffrey said, motherfuckers be eating instead of licking and kissing it. Yeah, there's a lot of folks that show up to the table and don't need
and don't want to eat not a damn thing. They're sitting there licking that damn click like it's a Ricola. Like a Ricola. And I'm sorry.
Okay. And he also said, I'm a slow working on a ship sailing water. So the man on the, you know what, okay. Courtney said, y'all better talk about the difference of converse and conversate. Hell yeah. Get on my, ooh.
Right.
Pet peeve. Okay.
Right.
And Adrian says, sex is not a gift. Amen. And she also said, ain't nothing wrong with corny. Oh, this was sweet. And Courtney said, right. Just sex isn't special holidays. Isn't for special holidays. It needs to have levels in addition to actual gifts as well. Yes. I mean, that can be the nightcap, but are we going to eat?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But yes. So I'm going to go to the next interlude. This is Rashida's tale. And so this one I found interesting because she talked about how she had met a girl. She had everything she wanted in a relationship. She was very happy. They got engaged. And then she was introduced to her fiance's best friend. They all went out and she slept with the best friend. And I was just like, whoa. And so then after that, she took the ring back. They broke up and she was just like, oh my God. But check this out. Okay. She was accustomed to always being the one who got cheated on. Pick it up. She was accustomed to being the one who always got cheated on. So this was a very interesting concept for me. So it's almost like she fell victim to self-sabotage because she felt unworthy of what she was blessed with. I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Okay, this is a tenfold. First and foremost, how many people have we dated that felt that they were less deserving of the love that you provided them with? That's the first question. And the second question I have is like, you feel that you're less than. How can you feel that you're less than what you already are? Like you are divinely gifted on this earth to be exactly who you are, to follow the purpose that is, divinely, focused on by, God, because I'm a Christian. I'm sorry. That's what I believe. Like God put me down here for a purpose to do certain things. And every time I get away from those things, he pulls me back to my basics so I can be like, oh, you're right, Lord. I got distracted by other shit in the world. So I didn't know. I didn't know. So now I'm back here focused on what you want me to do. So the fact of the matter is that she finds someone, loses someone, and then tries to find herself within the fact of losing someone is something that we can all identify with. Like how many times have you lost something knowing that, you weren't ready to fully receive it or achieve it? Therefore, you lost it and you lose it, and you look at it like a negative aspect on your life and not a blessing. Because when you lose certain things, it's not for your detriment, but for your progression. And until you recognize that, you're not going to react appropriately to it.
Ooh. you are speaking the truth. And that's why I feel like even when we go through loss of whatever type, we have to allow ourselves time to go through the cycles, through the process, but we have to push through because it's all purpose driven.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely agree with that. And after Rashida's tale, the song Lost One, of course, you know, because that's how we kind of just went into that about loss. Basically, like that feeling of being confused, alone, and then trying to reprocess. What do you do now? So, yes. Okay. So now we're at Precious. So, with Precious, she grew up poor and didn't have money to do the things that she felt she should have. So, her whole thing was when I grow up, I'm gonna use this body, you know, I'm gonna get me a rapper, I'm gonna get me a nice guy, and he's gonna take care of me, and I'm not dating no broke dudes, da 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 da. So, for me, this was interesting, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
For me, I grew up poor. I grew up without certain things that seem to be like, oh, well, why you don't have? But I just didn't have this mentality though. I still, even to this day, I don't base how I feel or treat someone on their financial status.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that that was an interesting way to allow the circumstances that you were dealing with in your younger part of your life dictate your future. So what you think about it? What you think?
So how do you approach a person who is stuck in the cycle of their youth
Mm,
10 years out? Like, I
mm,
mean, I find a lot of people are stuck with how they were raised or whatever. And I feel like the younger generation are more readily able to accept handouts as opposed to our generation. We are so used to working for what we need, what we want, what we desire, that it's like second nature to us. Oh, bitch, you want to go on this trip? You need to make an extra $600. Like, let's go ahead and do this shit. Like, that's
so,
the way that I'm wired,
right.
which is why both of us have like 79 jobs like a Jamaican, like, because that's just like, oh, I need to do this, I need to have this money. Like,
Right.
that's what my concept is. And I find that a lot of younger people, not all of them, because I've met a couple of old soul young people,
Mm-hmm.
majority of people think that it's okay to have shit handed to them as opposed to working towards that, which is why a lot of men out here are very comfortable living with their family members, their aunts, their uncles, or whatever. But a lot of us women have our own house. We pay for our own car. We have our own businesses. We work 49 jobs just so that we don't have to rely on people. And that in turn also makes us very hesitant to rely on another man for stuff that we provide for ourselves, which is a detriment to us because we're so used to doing stuff for ourselves that we don't want to rely on somebody else. So when you have someone able to compliment you and to be like, yo, I'm doing the same thing, it's really hard for us to accept that because we've been proven so much in the past of, yeah, you're going to do that for me and I'm going to give you this dick. Like, that's not what we need. I know that I went all the way around the leaf, but
No, you didn't. You preached your sermon and my sermon at the same damn time.
right. And I have a lot, I accept a lot of shit, but what I would not accept is someone who wants to be mediocre. Like, I am not mediocre. I have 79 businesses. I don't work them as I should, but I still work enough of them that allows me to live the life that I need. And a lot of people are so comfortable, like, you doing all that? I just, like, I fuck this bitch. She pay my shit, my child support, and I'm here. Like, and you
So
wonder
you
why I
exist.
don't take you seriously. Like, nigga, you don't take your finances seriously. You don't take brushing your teeth seriously. So why should I take you seriously? No, I do not.
So you exist with a dick that you barely wash? Like, goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
I don't know. For me, and in my home, I need you to know what you want to do. I need you to be cognizant of what you need to do. I need you to pursue what you want to do without my encouragement. Like, you have to have self-motivation.
Come
And a lot of people
on.
don't. They're self-motivated to be IG stars, TikTok stars. Like, that's my like I want, and I'm saying this, hypothetically, yet not really. I want to be a poet full time. The
Oh
way my
Lord, I
finances
had to
are
take a
set up,
deeper breath on
I
that.
cannot be a poet full time. I'm sorry. I have kids. They go to college. They want shit. I like to do shit. I like to travel and shit. Like, it's okay to have a mindset of wanting to do what you love, but also have a mindset to do, to take care of what you produce.
Listen, I don't even know. You know how they have those posts on Facebook sometimes? I don't know who need to hear this. I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. But you need to get your life together.
Right. And also, just because you get your life together and you pursue other avenues or whatever, don't allow what you thought about in the past to represent your present. Like, so many people are like, I don't snitch, I don't do this, I don't do whatever. But why don't you do that? What's the history behind that? What is that providing you in this life? No, you're gonna, haphazardly follow what the masses say. I think you have a mind for your own to think about what you need to do. So don't go ahead and just like follow shit just because it's the culture. The culture is so easily to cancel people over certain mistakes that they make or certain lies in their life that they didn't know any better. My culture, for me as Msdaliatwentytwo, one half of Poetic Divas LLC, is I am not prescribing to the cancel culture. Like, if you do something dumb, I'm gonna address it. I'm gonna talk to you about it. I'm gonna try to educate you beyond that. But for you to blindly go ahead and follow shit like that, nigga, you voted for Trump. I'm sorry. You have to think for yourself beyond the situations that you're in. And if you don't, I'm gonna talk to you about it, but I'm not gonna make you go ahead and accept what I said as truth. In life, you cannot accept what people say is truth until you research it for yourself. And that's the problem. A lot of people are just like, oh, I'm social media conscious. Like, I don't do any research. Why?
And listen, just on that thought alone, you have to read for yourself. Read whatever, the Bible included, to get your own interpretation of it for
Right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, these people need to get their life together. Like I said, like for real, for real.
I mean, but some people are okay with being subpar in their life, and I cannot dispute that. I cannot commend that, but I damn sure ain't gonna congratulate that. I'm not gonna go ahead and allow my offspring to prescribe to your dyslexic way of thinking about life. Me and mine are always looking for truth. We are searching internet, we're searching books, we are searching just like knowledge. We want to know. I'm not trying to conform my kids to one way of thinking, but I am conforming them to think for themselves. Like, if you hear something, if it sounds interesting, research it for yourself. Don't accept somebody else's research as a law, because theories are always trying to be proven as laws in life.
And you can't be afraid to crack open a book. Period. We got a couple of comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. Many are stuck and have to realize it in order to get help. This is Adrian. And
Okay.
she also says they don't take themselves seriously, and they don't. And she says, take care of what you produce, a whole word. Quote, Msdaliatwentytwo.
Mhm.
And Elliot said, being a man in the sense of taking care of, protecting, striving to be better, being independent is not a goal for many males in this time. Getting over, gaming, etc. are the goals now. And it has put us back as a people. And, I have to completely agree with that. Because
Like,
right now, my son will be 10 next month. And I am constantly on him. The iPad is not life.
mhm.
Those games are not reality. It's almost like, because society has so poisoned them with this incorrect way of thinking, our parenting is twice as hard now.
Right.
And I feel like everything I'm saying, I'm beating him over the head with it. But dude, I'm trying to raise you so you can be self-sustaining. Your father is trying to raise you so you can be self-sustaining. Nobody cares about a video game. It's great for entertainment. It's wonderful if you end up being a gamer and you make money off of it. But at the end of the day, what's in your head? Can you take care of yourself? Are you emotionally intelligent enough not to crumble?
Mhm.
Period. See, we could
Right.
go on a whole tangent with that, like, for real.
Look, like I feel like this pandemic has been a blessing and a curse in disguise because we are allowed to stay in the home with our children and try to help mold them into being a better human. But at the
Mhm.
same time, because they're stuck at home, they're not able to interact with the world and the racism, the degradation, the talking back about people. Like, we are not able to allow our kids to experience that. So when they experience that later on in their life, they
Mhm.
don't know what to do with it.
Culture shock. Complete
Right.
culture shock.
My kids, I'm sorry, my kids are kind of white-ish. I'm sorry. I raised my kids to believe that there is no race, you accept other races and accept yourself and to be yourself. But the way that I'm growing up in this world is racism exists. So that me teaching my kids to do what they need to do and to be themselves, a lot of racist people are not going to be like, hey, okay, cool. Yes, we're friends. No, they're going to chomp back with that, birthright racism that they're born in the South. So I
Mhm.
have to also tell my kids, like, be you, accept people, but also stand your ground. You are a black man, you are a black woman. So you're going to encounter this, regardless of what your friends say you're not going to encounter because your friends are white, Indian, Hispanic, whatever.
Right.
They're not going to do that. And I know you think I'm just talking crazy because I'm your mom, but I'm trying to prepare you for the way that life really is outside of
Yes.
your mother's bubble. I'm sorry.
Truly. Truly.
And that sort of
Um,
like speaks to the way that certain men are raised in our generation. I would say, Nakita, because certain men raised in our generation know how to approach us, but younger men or older men do not, because their generational accepting of what's normal
mhm.
is not the same as us. So maybe that's why they approach us in, off-putting ways, because they didn't know any better.
Right. And you also have to think about if they were raised in an environment that taught them how to interact with the
Right.
opposite sex appropriately,
Hmm.
or were they taught to be abusive? See,
Right.
it's a whole level to this thing. But it's 10:50, and I'm excited to say that we've gotten to the last interlude and the last song of Hotels.
Praise him.
And I did not want this opportunity to pass us by. Okay. Okay.
Look, we did the damn thing. It took us 2 weeks and two shows, but
And a partridge in a pear tree. Okay. Whew. So, Amanda's tale.
mhm.
So they're talking, the ladies are having a conversation, and she's like, I look at the girls on the TV screen and the video vixens, and, I don't look like them, So basically, she's just having this whole low self esteem meltdown, you know. And this goes into the song Girl Like Me. And so the girl, she's in these relationships, and then it's kind of like the relationship falls out for whatever. And she's like, wow, basically feeling like she became a hoe due to her circumstances, or a hoe by default.
Right.
And so for this particular situation, I was like, well, it's all in how you look at it, because just because your relationship ends doesn't mean that you have to go to the next relationship. What you should be doing is taking some time to evaluate what went wrong.
Right.
Because it was two people in that relationship. And it's a possibility that both of you had a part to play in it not working out. Right. So that was just my take on that whole thing. Like, it's just one of those examples of how we as women look at relationships as a form of validation, instead of being able to stand on our own as an individual, getting to know ourselves and having self-worth. Right. That was just my thoughts.
But how do you have self-worth if your self-worth is unknowingly tied to that relationship? Like, I know people who get into relationships strictly because they know that that's going to elevate their self-worth. But then you have people who get into relationships unknowingly, and then all of a sudden their self-worth, their self-esteem is tied into that relationship. And then what happens when that relationship dissolves?
I feel like in any relationship, whether it be a friendship or a relationship with, sexual, non-sexual, whatever, you lose a part of yourself and you gain a part of someone else. It's the soul tie. So we have to always try to be mindful of who we are in a singular sense, in my opinion, so that when we start to intertwine with other people, we'll know, oh, you know what, that wasn't my part. I'm gonna leave that here. That was your shit. That was your shit. Give me my shit back.
Right.
And sometimes it takes time to work through that, because the pain of, oh my God, so we were here and now we're here is like, but you have to give yourself time to process. And that's why I say, in that process and time, going into new relationships or jump offs or whatever, however you want to relate it, it's not going to help. It's just going to bring more soul ties, more drama into you trying to figure out what's going on in here. Oh, I think we got a couple of comments. Hold on.
Yes, the comments?
Yes. Adrian said, yes, this lack of socialization is going to stunt children in ways we will not really know for years to come. I truly believe that. And I honestly believe my son is going to be one of those that kind of struggles with that, because he's quiet and to himself, and being in the house like this is not helping him, because even when you have to go to school and you're an introvert, you're still forced to do group projects. You're forced to have conversations. He's not forced to do that. He does have one friend that he talks to on FaceTime and they play video games together, but it's still not a true representation of the gamut of people you'll come in contact with just trying to live life. So I agree with that. And Elliot also says, sadly, they believe that their peers are right and know what's best when they don't know shit. Truth. So, okay, it's 10:55. You have any closing remarks, best friend? Because, I mean, you preached tonight, just saying.
I passed the collection plate and I hope that you donate to our, establishment. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, our Cash App is up here, because we want to continue to bring y'all great content. We're going to have some surprises coming up. We may have some people coming to visit us and we would like to bless them, So if you would feel so inclined, our Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and we're here for the blessing. We have fees, things that we pay so that we can come to y'all in this nice StreamYard format. So, of course, we would love your donations. They're appreciated. And we love y'all.
That's right. We love y'all. Bless us. And especially bless us because we got a lot of stuff coming up, like in the next 5 months. So you see my hands. It's like spirit fingers, just right here. Bless us. We're gonna have some conversations. We're gonna be a little more interactive coming up, and we just want y'all to be there for us. Like, we love reading the comments. I love seeing the comments pop up, so I can tell my best friend to read them because that's what I do. So yeah.
Well, yes. So thank y'all so much for being with us. Thank y'all for the comments. I think I have one more here. Adrian said, "This has been great. Love you both much. Love you too." Mwah. So I don't know. Oh, you know what?
What?
Another announcement for y'all that don't know. We have a YouTube. We've had one for quite a while.
Right.
So you should subscribe to our YouTube. And that way, if you can't get on Facebook, if you take a break from Facebook, if you just don't want to come on Facebook, you can watch us on YouTube. And I think we may be able to see comments from YouTube too. So follow us over there, subscribe, tell a friend.
Right.
What you got, best friend?
I'm gonna jump on there. Subscribe on YouTube, because we do it okay, so we haven't done it yet, but because moving forward, we have a lot of stuff going in the works for this next 4 or 5 months. Subscribe on YouTube. You might get a clue or a Blues Clues, wherewithal of stuff we're doing outside of this. But anyhow, we're going to have some extra goodies for people who follow us on strictly Facebook, strictly IG, strictly YouTube. It's going to be a lot of extra stuff. So we want y'all to follow us on all of our social media so you can get all this extra shit, extra content, so you can be above board. And those who subscribe to the extra content might get an extra special gift.
Ooh, so you mean maybe their names are going to drawing? Oh,
right.
And we can do a live draw. Oh, I like it.
Or, maybe you might actually ask a question of us. Maybe we might use your question, use your idea. Maybe you might be up here with the divas. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of stuff. You might get some extra gifts, some extra crafts that I do, by hand. It's a whole lot of extraness when you follow us on all across social media.
So check out them Instagram reels. You might get a good laugh or two. Okay, love y'all. Good night.
We love y'all. We don't know what the next 2 weeks show is going to be, but it's going to be good. I mean, we might.
We don't need to know tonight.
Look, let's have a poll. What do y'all want us to talk about in 2 weeks?
They just got to stay tuned.